everyone, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence Scardino. The week begins on Monday, July the 13th. Mercury just went direct yesterday, Sunday the 12th. But it takes time, as I keep repeating, that the Mercury needs to get back to its regular speed. So even though communication, decision-making, analytical Mercury is no longer retrograde and beginning to move forwards, it's moving forwards very slowly. And that means that our thinking processes is not as quick and as sharp. So you want to take it slow and don't be jumping into any type of decisions. Give it a week, because this is also the last week before the next new moon next Monday on the 20th. The week before the new moon is the wrapping up of the previous new moon, bringing closure, wrapping things up, or you've already finished everything and now you're just in a holding pattern of what's next. So we're in this waning period, this winding down period of the new moon cycle, and Mercury is going direct, but it's our decision-making faculties may be a little sluggish. So take your time with important decisions. But I know you're going to be feeling restless and feeling more optimistic and wanting to get out there and move forwards. Part of this is on Monday at 10:34 a.m. Pacific time, the moon moves into Taurus for 2.5 days. Taurus is this determined, steady, persevering energy, but it's also very calming energy. So we might even be feeling a little more steady and relaxed, giving more confidence. The moon will remain in Taurus through that Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, the sun is putting a spotlight on expansive Jupiter. And this is a day of exaggerated expectations on one hand, or feeling more hopeful and optimistic on a more practical level. It could be a good day for travel, that's Jupiter. Studying, media, marketing, that's Jupiter. Others might be offering you a job, because the Jupiter is money and offer and luck. And it's opposite the sun, opposite this good fortune coming from others. Then on Wednesday, the sun moves another degree, and now it's in opposition to Pluto. The Jupiter-Pluto, Tuesday and Wednesday, be careful you're not having inflated, exaggerated expectations, because Mercury is still sluggish and we're in the winding down of the lunar cycle. But where this can be positive, because in astrology it's just energy flow. And if you're unconscious, the energy drives you. The more conscious in life you are, the more you can direct the energy. So with the Sun Pluto, on a really personal level, this is very favorable. Pluto rules the underworld, so it rules the psyche, it rules psychology, it rules transformation. A really excellent day for counseling or having an astrology reading. And it can also, on an outer level, be a really good day for making, like cleaning out those closets, getting rid of, well, psychologically, just letting go of emotional baggage. But externally, just get rid of old clothes, things that have been, cluttering up, and take away the clutter physically and emotionally. Wednesday, the moon is now in Gemini for a couple of days, and the moon is not making any aspects to planets, and the transiting planets aren't making any transits to each other. So it's a calming day, but with moon in Gemini, it's stimulating the need for conversations, for curiosity, to get out there and maybe run a lot of errands. That's that restlessness of Gemini. Friday, by midday, the moon is now going to be in conflict with Neptune. And when the moon is triggered by Neptune, Neptune is this foggy, nebulous energy. The moon is a subjective, emotional energy. And when they're in conflict, midday, Pacific time, maybe early evening, Eastern time in the United States, it can trigger some more misunderstandings, a lot of confusions, or just feeling a little unfocused. As we go into Saturday, now the moon is in Cancer. Again, it's not making any aspects to planets. There's no other planetary events going on, but the new moon, but it's in the 2 days before the new moon. And so this is the dark phase of the moon. Not only is the last week this winding down, but the last day or 2 days before the new moon on Monday, we call it the dark phase. So it's a pulling within. Now, if you're trying to push outward, accomplish a great deal, to be active, you're going to be swimming against the current, and that could make you, with the moon in Cancer, very moody, emotional. Or this is very favorable for studying, for reflection, meditation, and just staying quiet. By Sunday, the moon is still in Cancer. At the very first part of the morning, Pacific time, 6, 7, 8 in the morning, the moon will be in conflict with assertive Mars. Mars can trigger impatientness, restlessness, irritability. But then by early evening, going into the evening, Pacific time, the moon will be in harmony with inspiring Neptune, opposing optimistic, expansive Jupiter, and it's just hours from the new moon, which will start to refocus our attention on new priorities for those next 4 weeks. So by Sunday, maybe even late Sunday afternoon, going into the last part of the day, this is very favorable for meditation and spiritual practices. On an external level, that you might be more generous through charity, helping those less fortunate, and this could be fulfilling for both parties. Before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for a 1-question offer for a nominal fee. You can request the question. There's a direct link in the description box below. The time of birth is always really important. So, I thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.